So this is the project at hand today. I'm going to be building a new chicken waterer, automatic chicken waterer. So it's going to be plumbed straight into water in my coop. So I don't have to worry about filling up buckets or anything. It's going to self-level itself. And everything's kind of built around the bucket. So you can use the bucket. And what I use, and this has been pretty successful for me the past 3 or 4 years, is just a toilet bowl float. So these ones work pretty good because they don't have the arm. They're just all self-contained. And this one's actually adjustable, so you can see here, this will actually collapse and move up and down. With this type of system that I've been using, with the little drinking nipples at the bottom, chicken pecks these and lets water through. It needs a little bit of head pressure. So, you know, if you have this collapsed all the way down, and you only have like 6 inches of water above this, or 4 inches, it's not enough pressure for the water to really come out. But at the same time, you also don't want like 5 feet of head pressure, because these aren't really built for that kind of pressure. So you need somewhere medium, I would say about 1 foot of pressure, and somebody could probably tell me how many PSI that is. But you definitely can't plumb these into, 100 PSI from the street type of thing. You need to have the bucket. So I'll just walk you through kind of what I have here, what it's going to take to build this. I'd say this is probably a quick 30-minute job to build the bucket, install it, and everything. So what I've got here, primarily the bucket, the float. You just buy this from your hardware store. This is the one I had in the past. I'm just reusing it. You're going to need to drill a hole in the bucket, obviously, for this to come out the bottom. So I've got myself just a 7/8 Forstner bit, whatever you want to use, 7/8 step drill bit, whatever you got, will work fine. In terms of connecting this to the wall, a few different options. I used to run it off of just this straight kind of connector here, but for my application here, I'm going to be splicing into an existing piece of PEX. So I've got my PEX tee, crimp rings and everything, so I'll tee into my 1/2-inch PEX. I'll run this piece of PEX down, and then I'll stub out to this new kind of 90-degree connector, which will be a little bit easier. And once I install that, you'll see why. It'll be a little easier. It's got a shark bite on the end for nice and easy install, which will be nice. A couple other things I have here as well. I got some strapping, so that's just to hold the bucket sort of against the wall so it doesn't fall over. And I've also got, is this a 2x12, 2x10? I'm just going to make some brackets out of this, just angle brackets that'll support the bucket, so I can put the bucket kind of on the wall off the ground. And then I'll also need a few drill bits just to drill the holes in the bottom here for my drinker nipple. In terms of some other parts here, I've got my PEX crimper to plumb this into the wall. You could be fancy and adapt something so it runs off of a hose, whatever you got going on. But for me, this is just what I prefer. PEX cutter. Got some tin snips to cut up my strapping, some random screws and stuff to build my bracket and get this all attached to the wall. Of course, impact driver, drill. Pretty simple stuff that anybody that has chickens is probably going to have around their place. One thing I might recommend is just stepping the holes for this up slowly. It's very easy to over drill the holes for this. into the plumbing system is turn the water off so I don't have a big mess. So got that off. I'll bleed off some water here so I don't have pressure out in the coop. And we'll go back out there. And I'll... Housekeeping! Yeah, like I said, there are a lot of chickens in here. So normally there's a door. They go outside during the day. And then behind that piece of plywood, there's a big run, and it goes back out to like 2 acres. But for now, they're new to me. They don't know me. They don't know where their home is, so got to kind of keep them cooped up here till they figure that out. Okay, third time's the charm, hopefully. Alright, so back here in the coop, just gonna unplug my fan here for a second. But I can see the water seems to be working here. This is my other one that I have. You can see it's got 4 nozzles on it. This nozzle's kind of sideways right now, obviously, because it doesn't fit on there super well. But chicken just pecks in here. You can see if I hold that down, eventually it'll just pour water out. So quick look at this new deal we put in here. Yeah, looks like it's giving it a good amount of water there. They all work. They don't appear to be leaking other than all that water from my little mix up on the crimp there. So it'll work well for these chickens. I'm super happy with that. I know the chickens will be happy with it as well. And they should start laying eggs here. These guys are about 4 months old in a month or so.